We're joined again by private wealth advisor Will Rogers to talk about owning a pet and the cost and other impacts. If you're thinking of bringing a new pet into your home, and you brought a very special guest with you.
Yes, this is Baxter. He's our 7-year-old Maltese, and he's my bud. He keeps me company, and visit my office. He's got his pillow and his bowl there, and yeah, he's got a rough gig.
You didn't see him walk in, but Will was walking in. He has a sling, so Baxter's Baxter's living life.
Yeah. Baxter's cute. Oh, look at him, happy to be on air. So let's talk about pet ownership, and it's increasing right now. We know pets are expensive. Talk to us about that.
Well, pet ownership really has been jumping up a lot. From 2016 to 22. It's gone from 38% of households having a dog to 45%, and then for cat ownership, that has also jumped up a lot from 25% to 29%. So more people, more households are owning pets, and it's a reality.
Sure.
So if you want to join the pet ownership population, let's start right there. Buying or adopting, that's a big decision right there.
It's a big decision, and I'm going to. You had a guest on yesterday that was trying to get folks to adopt the pets. Mm-hmm. Visit the local pounds and adopting a pet, especially one that's a couple years old, where you can see the temperament of the pet and what's going on. Of course, you can go to a breeder and so forth, but I'm just a very strong advocate for let's save a life and rescue a pet. Right.
Let's talk about the ongoing costs, though. I mean, you get the dog. That's not it, though. That's not the only price you're going to pay just to actually own the dog.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Baxter's Dad.
Baxter's got something to say about this.
Okay. And that's something that a lot of folks aren't aware of, because if you're concerned about the cost of getting a pet, then you shouldn't own a pet, because the cost is not getting it; it's keeping these guys healthy. Mm-hmm. It's something where like Baxter. He needed to be on a eating stimulant for a few months after our other dog died. He was just so depressed he wasn't eating. Okay, that's $300 a visit plus $50 extra a month just to keep him healthy.
So we're talking about that, and what about the issues with the pets at home? Obviously, they might be chewing on furniture. They may be messing up certain things. That's obviously going to affect your financial status as well.
A brand new white
That is a real biggie. So when you're bringing in the puppies or the very young ones, they're very good at destroying stuff. Mm-hmm. They are just really good. So if you got some nice new furniture, be prepared to get some nice newer furniture in 6 months after the dog's done chewing and scratching on it. But you also want to check out, if you're in an apartment, does the apartment allow that to stay? Another big thing, real good friend of mine, she's actually sold her condo to buy a new condo because the condo's got a fenced-in backyard at the new place. So her dog, so she could just let the dog out, and I'm like, you're buying a new house with a fence just for your, yes, that was
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, been there, done that.
Right.
I know.
So you really want to be considerate of where you're living, and if you're leaving the pet there, is it going to drive the neighbors nuts?
Exactly. So what about preparing for emergencies?
So that's a real big thing. Imagine if you're in the hospital and you can't take care of your pet, who's going to be the caretaker for your pet? So you might have an emergency, but there also might be emergencies for the pet.
Right.
Our Springer Spaniel, Moose, was in a boating accident where he got hit by the propeller of the boat, and it just shattered his jaw. Luckily, we were able to get him to the veterinarian hospital, recovered, but that was a $3,000 bill, and it was 6 months of him having to eat basically liquid food while his jaw healed.
Okay, to that point, and really quickly, probably pet owners think about this all the time. Is it a pro or a con to have pet insurance?
I was against it for the longest time, but my experience with Moose and with Baxter, we would have been far ahead having the pet insurance. And that's something where you just don't know. If you're in a position that you can drop $3,000 if your pet is hurt, then you don't need the insurance. You can self-insure. But if that would be a catastrophic event for you, you're going to want to look at having it.
Baxter seems like he has something he wants to say. You're not paying enough attention to the dog.
Okay, I love you too, Baxter. I love you too.
I think Baxter's a star.
He is always the star.
And Will, if people want more information, where can they go on this topic?
They can look for Baxter Walking Outside and ask him,
go.
or wrogers.info. Happy to share our wisdom on wealth and dog stories.
And dog stories.
Oh, we love this. No, this is really important because sometimes you don't think about the long-term cost of getting a pet, right?
Right.
You buy with your emotion and you don't think with the financial part of things.
Right.
You want to talk about investments? This is one.
This is an
Yes.
investment, yeah.
Yes, and it can be a big expense, and you don't want your joy of owning something to be robbed by your wallet.
Sure.
So make sure you can afford it, make sure it's there, and you can love from your heart and your hip.
Will, thanks for the info and the special guest. Appreciate you
Yes,
coming by.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for letting me bring Baxter. We had fun.
Anytime you bring him by, that's fine.